Hi guys, and I'm Retro Critic here, and today we're going to review and talk about Killer Instinct. And yes, that's right, it's the original Killer Instinct on the SNES. Now, I don't have the SNES version of this game, so instead I have the Nintendo eShop version. And I'll play this game on the Nintendo eShop, something that's just much more portable, really. So guys, let's see if the original Killer Instinct still holds up. And it's a game that started a fighting combat franchise in the first place. And so let's see and find out if Killer Instinct is still worth playing. And let's find out and let's see for ourselves.
So, if you guys already know, I actually already reviewed the sequel of the game, Killer Instinct Gold, on the N64, the arcade version of the game. And now that game, I actually had the N64 version of the game, and I did play that version of the game. And I have reviewed the sequel, Killer Instinct Gold, which in my opinion is a better game, and I actually prefer Gold over the original. But for today, I'm going to talk about the original, and I actually never reviewed the first Killer Instinct game. And why not talk about that started a whole franchise and a game series over it. Now, for those of you who don't know, and well, they should know, Killer Instinct is like a combat game, similar to Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. And now, it's nothing like Street Fighter, but Killer Instinct is very similar to the game Mortal Kombat. And so you can say that it rips off Mortal Kombat, and that Killer Instinct was a competitor to these fighting games. And that's what Killer Instinct was doing right now, just like very similar to these fighting games. Now, when we get down to it, I'm actually a big fan of Killer Instinct, and it's one of my favorite fighting games out there, and maybe one of the best fighting games out there, who knows. And hell, I love this game so much that I literally play the game's opening theme in my intro in my videos. And that's how much I love these games. This game is literally the exact same thing to its sequel Gold. And it's literally the exact same kind of format and style like its sequel Gold has, but with the same graphics. And Gold is on the N64, so that means Gold has better and updated N64 graphics. And it's similar to the original, and it also has the same gaming style too. The first Killer Instinct is a unique game, and it is a very creative game, and I do appreciate the uniqueness of this game and the creativity of it. So in the story of the game, what you have to do in Killer Instinct is select one character you like, and fight all the other fighters to win, and then you fight the final boss, Idol. The main villain of the game is Idol, and he is this two-headed Cyclops monster, and he's the final boss of the game to fight him. And you also have to select one of your favorite characters to fight him, and fight all the other fighters, and fight them and win, and that's how you beat them in the game. And you have to beat them and defeat them and even kill them in the game, so you can become a champion and live a successful life in the game. And that's pretty much all you do in the game, and that's pretty much what the game is about, and that's pretty much what the story of the game. The game, in my opinion, is a really fun game, and it's actually entertaining once in a while. And it is a fun game overall, and the game is actually entertaining for the most part of the game. So you later fight all the fighters and win, and then you fight the final boss battle, Idol. So then you beat all of the fighters and win, and then you have to fight the final boss battle, Idol, who is a two-headed Cyclops monster, and then you fight Idol, and Idol is a pretty challenging one and a tough boss, and he is a hard boss battle, to be honest with you. And he is a good challenge once in a while. And as a final boss, he is actually a pretty good one, and as a boss, he's fine, and he is a good boss battle, and I do like him as a final boss. And then you win the game, and that's about it overall. And then you later defeated and destroyed Idol, and after you fight him, and then after you beat him, and then finally, Idol gets defeated and destroyed. So then you win, and the game ends where your fighter pursues his dreams and lives a successful life. So then your fighter wins, and depending what fighter you choose, I use Fulgore, so in Fulgore's ending, he clones himself and uses his robot army to rule the world, I guess. And the game ends there. And that's how the game ends. And that's pretty much all I gotta say, and that's my thoughts on Killer Instinct, and that's what I think about the game Killer Instinct, and that's pretty much all I have to say. Now, to be upfront and honest, I actually like Gargos in Killer Instinct Gold. And Gargos is the main villain in Killer Instinct Gold, and he's the final boss in that game. And as a final boss, he's great, and he's a pretty good boss. And I do find him to be an even more hard boss fight than the last one, and I think he's a more difficult boss fight from the last game. So Gargos, the Demon Dragon, is a more cool villain for me, and he's a lot better than the last villain from the previous game. And I'm like, Gargos is better than the first villain in the first game, but Gargos as a final boss is actually great, and Gargos is a lot better final boss fight to me, and he is a lot more badass in that one, and a lot more threatening in that game. And I do find him to be more menacing in that game, and that he's such a badass, and that's why he's cooler and savage, and I do find him amazing, and that's why I do find him to be just downright fantastic. But overall, this is why I do like Gargos a lot better. And Gargos is a demon dragon, for God's sake, and that's what makes him so cool and so awesome. And I do find him to be more intimidating and scary, and I do find him to be kind of creepy and evil, and that's why I think he's so awesome and scary, and that's why he's so awesome, and that's why I like him better as a villain. And he's a much better villain, honestly, when you get right down to it. And that's why he's a more cooler villain, and he's savage, and that's why he's the best villain ever. I do like the gore and blood in the game. Gore and blood is really cool here. I really do like the combat in the game, and the combat in the game is great here, and I think the fighting is really cool. I think the fighting is really awesome here, and now the music is really awesome here, and I think the music fits the tone of this game right, and I think the theme of the game is actually cool to listen to, and I think the theme is really good in this game. Now, as much as I like the first Killer Instinct, I do like Killer Instinct Gold's music better. Now, as much as I like the first Killer Instinct, I do like Killer Instinct Gold's music better, and I really do like the first Killer Instinct's music a lot too, but I actually prefer Killer Instinct's Gold music a lot more. And I just like Gold's theme, and Gold's themes are really good in that game. And Killer Instinct's Gold music specifically I like is Fulgore's music, is the best I ever heard. And in fact, I actually like Fulgore's music a lot better. And in fact, I like Fulgore's music so much that I think it's awesome, and that I might use his music for future intros in my videos. And I might like be replacing the music in my opening theme intro for my videos. But that's another story for another day. But that's how much I like Killer Instinct Gold's music. I also like Saberwolf theme, and I think Saberwolf's theme is cool to listen to. Also, I do want to say that Fulgore and Saberwolf are my favorite Killer Instinct characters and fighters, and they're my favorite because they look awesome, and they have the best character and fighter design I've ever seen, and they have the best moves ever, and I really do like their moves a lot, and I think they're awesome. And I like their music themes, and I think their music themes are the best, and I like their personality a lot, and I like that they make them a badass, and these games make them out to be such savage characters and fighters, and I like how they come off, and they have the best moves ever, and I really like their moves a lot, and they're just really cool to play, and that's why I like Fulgore and Saberwolf. So I think it's cool that Killer Instinct has continued, and they made new games of it. It's on the Xbox One and Xbox One Enhanced, so that's cool. It continues to this day, and they make new games of it. So I'm proud that they continue the Killer Instinct games, and it's cool that they still continue the Killer Instinct franchise, and Killer Instinct has gotten better than before, and it's awesome that Killer Instinct has grown even more, so that's cool. It's gotten a new fan base. They're making new games of it, bringing old fans and new fans alike, so that's really cool and fun to know. So it's good to know that Killer Instinct will live on, and that Killer Instinct has grown more popularity now. So it's really cool that Killer Instinct has gotten more popular, and it's really cool that Killer Instinct is having recognition now. Like, Killer Instinct is being more recognized now. That's cool to know. And I think it's really great that Killer Instinct is continuing, and they're making more games of it. So that's really cool to know. And I think it's really cool to know that Killer Instinct will live on and be a cool cultural icon.
So overall, guys, that was the original Killer Instinct. And so, guys, I give the original Killer Instinct a 7 out of 10. Now, last time I reviewed Killer Instinct Gold, I think I gave it an 8 out of 10. And yeah, I think I gave Killer Instinct Gold an 8 out of 10 last time. And that's because I like Killer Instinct Gold more than the original Killer Instinct, really. And I just prefer Killer Instinct Gold over the original Killer Instinct, really. And that's why I gave the original Killer Instinct a 7 out of 10. And so, guys, that was my thoughts on the original Killer Instinct. And that's pretty much all I have to say about the original Killer Instinct. And so, guys, I'm Retro Critic, over and out. And I'll see you guys in the next video, and I'll see you guys around, and I'll see you guys again, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, and bye.